cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in to. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexisting, but to know the real, you just gotta listen.
What up, everybody, and welcome to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is For Women Wednesday. I'm your host, Freddie G, joined by my co-host, K Money, Slash, and Comedian 96. Collectively, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast. On Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to like and subscribe. And welcome to another Women Wednesday. Okay, fellas, K Money. Man, today's episode was kind of actually inspired by the show you did on yesterday about the pastor and the lady police officer.
Right.
Was having some kind of affair or something.
Right.
And so today's story was kind of inspired by that a little bit. And so the title of today's show is called Power of the Pussy. So I got 3 stories, and they're all about their females and what guys would do to get to these females and the outcome of the situation. So the first story I'm going to share with you is a U.S. sailor who was stationed in South Korea. He traveled to Russia on his own, and it was not on official business. Now, he had finished his deployment in South Korea, and he was headed back to the U.S. when he made a side trip to Russia to visit a woman he was romantically involved with. He had traveled to Russia without permission of his superiors, and he had already been told, hey, we shouldn't be traveling over there to Russia, right? Now, the soldier, once he got to Russia, he was accused of stealing from a woman. Now, it was not clear whether the woman that he was accused of stealing from was the same woman he was romantically involved with, but nevertheless, he's detained over there in Russia right now. That's the first story. Now, the second story is a married man who's a soccer fan. He drove 400 miles for what he thought would be an affair with the woman he was chatting with online, only to discover that it was a host set up by 2 other soccer fans of the rival team. He made the trip of 400 miles to a farm just to meet up with this woman he had been flirting with. But when he arrived to the house, she was nowhere to be found. 3 hours later, the pranksters called him and confessed it was all a trick. But what they did was they taped the conversation and put it on YouTube and Facebook.
Ooh.
And so they also posted embarrassing photos of him.
So you got to pray his wife not watching.
Well, check it out. His wife found out, and his wife divorced him. That's the second story.
Oh.
Now, the final story. A man and his wife, they had been married for like 3 months, and they had just purchased their home. By the 4th month of the marriage, and they had just purchased a new home, he found out that his wife was cheating with his best friend.
Mm-hmm.
What he did after that was he hung himself in the living room of their new home.
Wow, man.
So, all of that being said, we've all have kind of done something crazy just to get some ass.
Oh, yeah.
Just to get some ass.
Yeah.
And some of us are multiple offenders of doing something crazy just to get some ass. And so that's why today's show is called Power of the Pussy, is because pussy is powerful, man, when you really think about it. What are your thoughts on that, comedian?
Why you point right?
Because you look like on multiple occasions.
No,
you've done something stupid.
I will say this. I will say this. Multiple occasions, yes, but all occasions were under the age of 23. Not at the age I am now. I kind of grew up at 23 because that's when I was making everything before 23. Man, I was in the military, so So yeah, I made some.
Okay,
I give you one. Okay, I'm trying to figure out which one is.
I want the worst one. No,
they all worse. They all worse. Okay. Here's one. I was 17, and this girl I was dating. I lived on southwest side of Houston. This girl lived way. Where is Galena Park? That's on was that the east side? Mm-hmm. So that was back then. You had to take the 52 Scott, and you had to transfer. You literally had to transfer to I think it was whatever was the one that went to Northwood Manor in that area. Oh well, it was two. But anyway, long story short, her grandmother was strict. Like when I come over, she would sit behind the couch while we sit on the couch and watch a movie. So just imagine. She and I sitting on the couch watching a movie, but her grandmother pulls up a chair behind the couch and watches the movie with us, watching our every move that I make, right? So one day, I was able to come out, it was raining, so the grandma didn't think. So think of this now. It's late at night, it's raining, okay? Cats and dogs, mind you, but I'm 17. So she had burglar bars in the back, and it was a long hallway. So, I was trying to get some. How to go. So she couldn't open the door. So I had to do it through the burglar bar, and then we, get 2-3 pumps, and then she go check, see if grandma woke up, come back, do it 7-4-5 pumps. She check, see if grandma woke up, come back. We never completed because we were too scared. But that was stupid. Why would I do that? Why would I travel late at night in the rain to do it in the burglar bar? That's dumb. That's just dumb. I was 17.
Power of the pussy.
Yeah.
I know he lied when he said long story short. Right. Hey, I got a story, man. I know you guys ever been to PI, Philippines?
Yeah.
All right, so I was at, I think Manila, if I'm not mistaken, and the poverty, it's seen.
Uh-huh.
So we pulled in the port to resupply ship and shit. And we had controlled liberty, so we had a certain amount of time to go out and do whatever we were going to do.
What is controlled liberty?
Controlled liberty is where you actually have a curfew to get back to the ship.
Oh, okay.
So they let us off, and I went to this club, and I started drinking this that Mojo. Mm-hmm. And, Mojo. It's a drink that's a pretty strong drink. Mm-hmm. I can remember the color, but I can't remember what it consists of. But it definitely will hit you. And I started hollering at this nice looking Filipino. I remember she had on a little onesie little outfit, nice little figure, everything. So I was definitely feeling her. So she take me to a spot, bro, and we started walking through the motherfucking jungle, and we get to her pad, and bro, her house was
behind the jungle.
Mm-hmm. Bro, it was they had sheets which separated the rooms.
Me too. I'm sorry.
This is in the Philippines?
Yes.
Sir. Okay.
That happened to me
so,
too.
Go ahead. You done brought back something.
Yeah, you did. You brought some memories back. Go ahead.
And so she had this little boy, right?
Uh-huh.
That was the only one that was at the house, thank God. But I'm hitting it with my head on the swivel. I'm looking around because I just didn't feel comfortable.
I just didn't feel right.
And I'm fucked up. Uh-huh. So my main concern was just trying to get back to the boat because, I had to get there at a certain time. But that's that power of the pussy right there.
Yeah. You sit there flaccid, looking around. You can't concentrate, man. But I'm still trying to get off. Stupid.
Man, I can't think of a lot, but this is one, man. I was a lot younger. Went to Astroworld. Me and a partner.
What's Astroworld?
Astroworld is like the amusement park.
Six Flags.
Used to be, the teenage shit back in our day, you know, Astroworld, Six Flags. So anyway, we go there, and you know, we visited Astroworld a lot. They had the late night you on TV. I forget Videosity.
Yeah,
All right,
that boy took me back. With
so me and my partner, we go to Astroworld one day. We just, you know, go walking through there. We see these two chicks, so we get on rides with the chicks. You know what I'm saying? We macking or whatever we doing, you know. So we ended up going back in the Red Barn. You only knew about the Red Barn if you worked there. You know, so the Red Barn, you go through that, and then behind it, it's just like a barn for real.
Right.
Grass, but it's shaded. It's covered up like a barn, but it's just grass, hay, and all whatever the fuck, you know. So anyway, man, we out there. So now we smashing. And it's mosquitoes out there. so while I'm trying to smash, I gotta slap myself on the ass.
Because his own ass.
So you slapping your own ass.
And I'm like, why would I do this? And the power of the pussy, bro. I was not getting out that pussy. Because the mosquitoes was tearing my
He probably
ass
thought you was freaking in the motherfucker slapping your own ass.
Say, man, that was the wildest, man, for me, man. But I was like I say, I was a kid, you know, 17 years old. Stuff we did stuff like that, you know.
Well, young and dumb.
Young and dumb, you know what I mean?
Think about all the places you done ducked off and did it where you wasn't supposed to do it. That's the power, you know. Yeah. I mean, I in Japan, I used to have. Remember ABC? I swing, you know, I'd sing my beat at the playground. Well, I used to say I swing my beef because I couldn't get no number. Japan rooms are high, so I swing my beef at the playground. So I take a girl to the playground, right, and get off and stupid.
Yeah,
I was like I said, I was young though. 20. I was 20 when I was in
did
Japan. Yeah,
younger, you know.
Well,
Young and dumb.
So I have several stories, man, of the power of the pussy. And they were kind of embarrassing, but I'm going to share with you guys, man, a story when I was in the 8th grade. Now, I went to James D. Ryan Middle School. Now, 3 of us at this table went to James D. Ryan Middle School. Now, there was a very popular girl at this school, and she hung with a lot of popular girls. Now, Slash, one of the girls she hung with, you know very well.
Okay.
You know her very well.
Okay.
I'm going to say it again. You know her very well. One of the girls that this popular girl hung with.
Just to hang with. Okay.
Yeah. So, she was having a party, and she lived in Pierre Apartments. Pierre Apartments is an apartment complex, you know, off of Scott and Sophomore.
Yeah.
Right. So she lived in Pierre Apartments. So she was having this party, and she was very popular. So it's hype.
Everybody going to.
We're gonna go to this party. So I asked my grandmother, "Can I go to the party?" So of course my grandmother said, "Yeah," but she wanted to know how I was getting there and how I was getting back.
Right.
So I lied and told her there's a friend of mine. He's deceased now, but I lied and told her that his mama was taking us to and from the party. So he lied and told his mama my grandfather was taking us to
the party.
and from the party.
Wow.
But instead, we caught the 52 Scott to the party. So we get to the party. Now, I had a curfew. Now, we're in the 8th grade, man. We're in the 8th grade.
Right.
And so I had a curfew at 10 o'clock. I had to be home at 10 o'clock. The party started at 8. So, but she had one of the mamas that kind of let her do anything. Even when we was in middle school, man, she had all of the fresh clothes, man, like going the hairdos and I'm gonna give a hint of I'll tell y'all off the air who she was, who she is, but I will tell you this: she had a gold tooth. But anyway, she was fine too. You know, that 8th grade fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so I got a curfew at 10 o'clock. But her mama let her do almost anything, man. Like she was a grown woman or something.
she'd be
The
out
mama
all
just
night.
had one of them cool mamas.
Cool mamas,
what we
yeah.
thought was cool mamas.
Yeah.
But in hindsight, nah, that's an irresponsible mama.
Yeah, that's what that was.
But she had a cool mama. And so get to the party, man. I'm having fun, man. I'm just having a good time. And run into another chick that was a part of her group. Now, this is another chick that hung out with the chick Slash. I'm kicking it with that chick. And the lights off in the living room. And the music going, the red light on. So we kissing and dry humping. Now, we dry humping, but I'm trying to make it to the back room because the back room is where you're supposed to get it on.
Right.
But I ain't get to the back room because somebody else was in the back room.
Yeah.
So I'm spending all my time dry humping, but I start tingling. So I'm dry humping like, but now I feel that thing tingling. I ain't never felt this before. So I'm having fun, man. That thing tingling, and I ain't never had this experience before.
You don't
man.
know what's
I'm like,
going on.
whatever it is, I'm liking this, right? So,
Did it change your humpy?
yeah, the speed increased. So the speed increased, right? And so after a while, time had got by. Time got way out of hand, right? Once I realized what time it was, I go to my partner and say, man, it's after 12 o'clock. We done missed the last bus. Now, I lived on Live Oak and McGowan Street in 3rd Ward. Now, y'all know how far that is from Sophomore.
That's a nice little piece, but I walked it before.
Yeah,
That's a nice
yeah.
piece. It's a nice piece, though.
But
Third Ward back then?
Yeah, 3rd Ward back then. And
Yeah,
we're talking about
it's
little
different.
8th grade boys.
Oh, yeah, you can't make it one block.
No, we walked. We
Oh, yeah.
Little 8th grade boys. So ended up walking from Pierre Apartments home. I'm coming down the street. I look on the porch. My grandmother and grandfather was on the porch waiting for me. And so got all yelled at, hit upside the head and some more shit. But it was worth getting that tingling feeling.
I did all that for the tingle?
Yeah, all of that for the tingle, man.
Wow,
So
man.
that's the power of the pussy, man.
Yeah, it's got a lot of power to it, man.
So, man, with that being said, man, I'm going to close here, man, and kind of go back to the stories that I shared at the beginning of the episode. Now, after hearing those 3 stories, most guys would say that those 3 men were stupid for doing what they did, right? One of the guys ended up losing his freedom.
Yeah.
One of the guys ended up losing his marriage, and the other guy ended up
Lost
losing his life.
Yeah.
Now, we just shared personal stories of ours, and we didn't end up losing our freedom, marriage, or life. But in K Money's case, going through the jungle, he could have possibly lost his life.
Yes.
I
I went through the jungle, too, so I'm guilty. I ain't going to lie.
In my case, my grandmother could have probably wringed my neck. I'd probably still be on punishment. But anyway, but
In Slash case, he could have got West Nile.
Yeah, you could have got West now.
Them mosquitoes was on the nigga ass, boy. I tell you. Hey, man. Y'all know how them Texas mosquitoes is, man.
Yeah.
And for swinging beef at the playground, he could have
got arrested.
He could have went to jail in Japan.
And I was on the playground. Wasn't even thinking. I'm just trying to get some. I was on the playground. What if the kids? But it was late at night. Better not be no kids out there.
I would say this to our female listeners. Pussy has power. Ladies, don't abuse it. This concludes another dope episode Tune in tomorrow for Think Thursday. Don't forget to follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, at 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, the 52 Scott Podcast. And for all my YouTubers, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Remember, the only way we grow is if you let them know.